What's up, my dudes? The most underrated game of 2019, Dreams on PS4, made by Media Molecule. So, this is the same company that made Little Big Planet. If you guys know that game, it's basically a platformer game where you go in there and make some of your own custom levels and stuff. But this game right here, Dreams for PS4, I think it is so misunderstood, so underrated. People do not understand the true scope and magnitude and just absolutely unimaginable potential that this game has. And I've just seen it in the, like, it just doesn't have the sort of hype that I would expect a game like this to have, because I just simply think a lot of people don't even understand what's really going on here. They kind of see the title of it. It's kind of got a little bit of a bizarre title. It can kind of get a little bit confused and twisted because you just hear Dreams, like that's literally the name of the game. It's just Dreams. It doesn't really, it's like when you type in Dreams in Google, you're not going to get this game. You're going to get like, Dreams definition. It's going to go into the actual Dreams word itself because it's such a big word, but that is the name of the game, man. It's called Dreams. So the easiest way to explain this game, okay, is it's a game maker game that you can make anything in. So this is the absolute game of all time for all of you big people that are into editor games, all of you Halo Forge editor dudes, and all you people that like to make custom maps in games, and even to some of you other people that just always dreamed of making your own game and you just never really could before. This is giving you a massive opportunity to do that right there. So it's really just a massive editor. That's pretty much what this is. It's a huge editor that you can do literally endless amounts of things with. So it really is big, and a lot of people don't understand that. So basically, your two different options here is dream shaping and dream surfing. Basically, dream shaping is making your own thing, and dream surfing is going and playing other people's things that they've made. So it's got this big, you upload your creations to the community, different games, you can make your own music in this game, full-blown music maker in the game. You can make your own little short films and videos and stuff like that. So that's why I think it gets a little confused, because of how much different stuff you can do with it. But at the core, what it really is a game maker game. That's what it is. So basically, without having to go spend however much money it takes to get all those insane, PC game maker engines, and I don't even know how to do that. How to make a full game on a PC, like that would be pretty tough to do that. To really make a full-blown game, you got to know how to really code and script, and it just goes really deep like that. So with Dreams, they just try to simplify that whole process, and all you got to do is have a PS4, and you can go in here and make whatever kind of game you want to make. So we're going to get in here on one of my games that I made, just a quick little level here, a simple platformer game, nothing too crazy, but I just wanted to go in here and kind of show the possibilities and the potential of the game. So basically, I feel like a lot of people get confused because, and some of you guys are already getting a little confused when I'm trying to explain this, because the magnitude of it is so big, and the scope and what you can do in the game is so big that it's like, I think a lot of people get lost somewhere in the midst of someone trying to explain it to them. So I don't want to lose you here, okay? Follow me here, boys. You can make anything you want to make. You can sculpt in this game. It's got a full sculpting system to it. You literally sculpt anything you want to sculpt. Everything in this level I've made from complete scratch. So every single thing you're seeing I've made totally from scratch. And this character that I've got right here, this simple jumping around, moving around character, this was just a little pre-made character in the game. I could model and shape this however I wanted to. I could make it a squirrel. I could make it a dimensional being. I could make this. You can make your characters anything. You can go in there and edit, adjust how high you can jump, you don't even have to be a character. I could make my character one of these little dimensional nodes over here and just float around, and then have the controls where I'm just floating and I'm not even a character jumping. It's literally a full-blown game maker, dog. Like, as much of that as you could possibly get. And they tried to do this with a game called Project Spark a couple years back on Xbox. That was their kind of game maker game version for Xbox, and that game didn't really pan out, but that's pretty much what Dreams is. It's very, very similar to Project Spark, but the difference is with Dreams, you can animate things any way you want to. You can shape, sculpt, put music in. It really is the full-blown game maker game for a PS4. As much as that could possibly be, that's what this is right here. So, and this is right up my alley. You guys know how much I love to make custom stuff. I mean, this is what I love to do, bro. Like, make my own games, make my own custom maps. I am that super like inventive, very imagination driven. Like, this is what I drool at the mouth over. You know what I mean? When it comes to games and stuff like that, I love to make tracks on dirt bike games and make maps and make cool stuff. I'm a maker, you know, I'm an editor, I'm a builder. That's my kind of thing. So this is right up my alley, this kind of game. But just what I'm trying to get at is, just because I've made this simple platformer, all you're really trying to do is run without falling off of the side of this. Because if you fall off, it's going to respawn you back at the front. This is probably one of the most simple games you can make in this game. Like, just lickety split, not a whole lot of time put in. But I just went in here and simply made a little walkway like this that you got to try to stay on. And as long as you don't fall off, then you're good. You're going to stay alive. So it gets a little more complex right here, right? Got to be a little more careful. Then you get right here, and I got this illuminating kind of pyramidal dimensional thing right here that you got to hop on. And obviously I've animated this to move like this, so I've created every aspect of this. I've sculpted all these little areas that you're walking on and the color of it, and all of that was done completely 100% by me. So that's the cool thing, you know. It's not just like you're going in here picking between a lot of pre-made things and trying to put them together, more so how Project Spark was. This is more like make anything you want to make, literally. I mean, when I say that, I mean that. Like, literally make anything you want to make, you know? So that's the cool thing about Dreams here. But I just wanted to come in here and explain, you know, this is a very, very misunderstood game, in my opinion. Little tricky little area right here. Very misunderstood game. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand what's going on. It's just so easily can get kind of confused upon what's really going on with it, I feel like. But my goal here is to try to explain, like, there's so much you can do here, man. I mean, it is absolutely unreal. All that shit you're seeing off in the distance, I made every bit of that. You could make a level that's not black off in the distance, right? You could have it like your own skybox, your own sun, your own everything. There's people that's made like literal Mario, like 2D side-scroller games in this. You've got people that's made full-blown first-person shooter games in this, with full-blown, like 3 or 4 different weapons. You got shotguns, you got, you know, a lot of different stuff going on there. So when you're seeing this level, don't get confused in thinking that, like, oh, this is all you can make in the game, because that's not the case. This is just a little simple level I made really quick that wasn't, you know, I mean, pretty simplistic thing here, but it gets really fun when you start playing this game and really getting into it, because it's like, you know, you're like trying so hard to get through each spot. It's kind of got that almost like almost Crash Bandicoot-y style type feeling to it, and that you're just trying to inch it, make it a little bit farther to get through each part of the level, and try not to fall off. And then when you do fall off, it's like, crap, you got to restart. Then you try to go back and go through everything. So it's got a really addictive thing to this game, but this is just one game made in a game maker game. You see what I'm saying? So that's what Dreams is. Make anything you want to make, bro. So I'm going to be making a whole lot more videos on this in the future. Just fell off right there. Sick one, Spence. I got a little Pac-Man looking jump area that gets pretty difficult, but yeah, cool little like dimensional vibe going on here on this map. So many different artistic styles you can get going. You can color things, light up things, animate things. There's a full like basically coding system to it, so you can make where you can like pick up swords, you can have inventories. It's got the whole 9 yards when it comes to making anything you want to make in your own kind of game. So, and this is just in early access right now. I know some of you guys might have seen some things on this game in the past couple years, because they've been working on it for a few years, and they've had a couple videos on it and stuff out there, and they've announced the game. I think it was like 2 years ago or something like that, 2 or 3 years ago. So I've been following this game for a while, been watching a lot on it, but it's finally to the point now where you can get it in early access on PS4, and this is for the general public, right? So this is like basically the first time just anybody, general public, can play the game. So be sure and go there and get it on PS4. It's going to be a lot cheaper right now than it will be whenever the full version comes out. So, that little tricky spot. The full version is obviously going to be more probably closer to like your standard price, but it's only half price right now for early access. But it's got the full game maker systems to it. Like, I mean, it's all in there, bro. You know what I mean? Like, people's already been making pretty insane stuff on this. So, you know those games like Halo Forge Editor and some of those platformer games that make you have those little things where you can make your own maps, make your own levels, Mario Maker, you know, all that kind of stuff. You could make Mario Maker in this game. Like it's already, this is like a Mario Maker, but for any kind of game. You understand what I'm saying? That's basically what this is. Like, whereas Mario Maker is just for Mario, but this is like a Mario Maker for whatever kind of game you could possibly imagine. So that's the easiest way to explain it. But there's a lot you can do with a system like that, and they didn't want to just limit it to only making games. So it's kind of advertised as making whatever you want to make, make whatever dream you want to make. But really, the main point is to make games with this. I mean, that's what you're really doing here. Now, some people are just going to make music, obviously, because it's got the full-blown music maker. Some people are going to go in there and make short films, animations, because you can animate things in here. So there's a lot of different potential, but really the true point of it is to make games out of it. I mean, that's really what you're trying to do. This little tricky son of a bitch. A little tricky section right here. But I'm going to be doing a lot more on this in the future, so be looking out for that. It'll be a lot of fun. Kind of test my game making skills out and see what I can come up with here. Very tricky section right here. Oh, couldn't get it. Okay, so I'll go in the editor real quick. Just kind of show it around a little bit. So basically, I'll pull this guy over here. I'll get him up on this other part of this level and kind of show you a little bit of a different kind of look that you can put to your levels, because you guys see this sort of vibe that I have going on this whole part of the level, and then I'll show you guys the other part real quick. But yeah, so this is basically just in my opinion, this is a better Project Spark. If any of you guys know what that game was, is for Xbox. The reason why that game died down was because you couldn't really sculpt in it. You couldn't make your own full-blown models and stuff, and you could like paste and kind of clone and kind of put different models together that were already pre-made in the game to make your own models, but you couldn't fully sculpt. See, that's the cool thing about Dreams, is you can sculpt literally anything you can imagine. Literally. I mean, when I say you can make anything you can imagine literally, I mean that. A lot of times games say, a lot of games advertisements out there, they kind of portray it like endless possibilities. Make anything you want to make in the game. Whatever your mind can come up with, you can make it. But Dreams is literally that. Like if you could, somehow sum that up in a literal manner, that's what Dreams is. Each one of these things, I've animated these to move in that certain particular way. You can change the speed, change the force, change the lighting, change every bit of it, and I hope I've explained, that part of the level we was on there before. You see how different that looks than what we're on here. This is more like an illuminated type of level with very different looking environmental stuff here, but people's made stuff that's very similar to like Zelda in this game. They've made, like I said, first-person shooters. They've made a lot of different stuff. I mean, you can make cool stuff like that where you bounce, and the thing about it is like, this character that I am is not limited, okay? So just because it seems like a limited, kind of a very, very simple limited platformer style character, it's not limited, dude. You can make him double jump. You can give him the ability to fly. You could give him a weapon. You could, whatever you want to do, and then have other ones that are NPCs shooting at you, or whatever you want to do, Like, don't get it twisted in thinking that this is just a very simple game and that's all you can do with the game and stuff like that. There is so much here, dude. There really is. There's a lot. You can get real complex with your levels and the different stuff that you're making. So yeah. either way, I just wanted to kind of show my little level off here, just kind of explain to you what's going on with it and just give you a little bit of an example of what's happening. But I mean, anybody that ever wanted to kind of make their own game without having to basically go through a full-blown school, schooling, coding school system and all that kind of craziness, like this is it right here. Dreams on PS4, this is your game, dude. I'm telling you. So let me get back in the edit mode real quick, just kind of show you. So this is all of my little, basically animation recording. You can just like hit the animation button, drag something in any direction you want to, and then go in there and adjust your animation that way. You can illuminate things, copy things, paste things, and the crazy thing about it is some people probably thinking, well, isn't there a limit to how big you can make something in the game or whatever? So basically the aspect to that is even if you fill up an entire like level, as far as like how much stuff you have on it, like you overcrowd it, make too much, what you can basically have is just a little teleporter area or that's going to take you to another level of the same size, and you can like put all those levels together. You understand what I'm saying? So in theory, there really is no limit to how big of a game you can make. You could have a game with 10,000 levels in it. You could have, a full-blown RPG game, but you're just going to have a couple areas where you're going to be basically walking through a door, and it's going to take you to a whole nother level. You know what I mean? You're not going to be in that same exact, you're going to probably go through a loading screen to a whole nother level, but that happens in a lot of normal games anyways, so it's not even that crazy to think about that. But anyways, yeah. Most underrated game 2019, I'm telling you guys, Dreams, PS4, get it. If you have a PS4, it's worth way more than $30, and that's all you'd have to pay for it right now. It could be more in the future, but it being in early, when they say it's in early access, I think it's a very completed game to be in early access. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go in here and use all these systems, animate. You got your gadgets, you got lighting, connectors, gameplay. You can get, oh my God, so insane with the logic and the actual coding of the game. You got sensors. You've got, like, I could make it to where if let's say I jump to this spot right here, I could have a flamethrower shoot or do, whatever, or have it to where it's like I jump to right here and all of a sudden, or I like have pickups, right? You could have little pickup things where you jump on something and it's like you got double speed, or you could do all that kind of stuff, and it would you could make it affect the actual player in the game. It's a full-blown game editor. I don't really think I need to explain this in any other kind of way. It's a full-blown game editor, dude. It's not just a simple little platformer editor or just a simple Halo Forge editor. Like, you can do so much here, guys, and we're only just barely breaking the ice when it comes to like what has been made in the game yet. If we get another year down the line of everybody playing this game, you're going to see some crazy stuff. I mean, you're going to see people's true imaginations come out and a lot of crazy stuff that people has designed in this game. And that's the cool thing, is it can run on a PS4. I mean, that's crazy. This reminds me a lot of No Man's Sky in the sense of how innovative, and this is not like any other game, you know what I mean? When it comes to on PS4 and really being able to do it to this level, it's innovative, it's one of a kind, it's worth your money if you're a gamer. And even if you don't want to make games, just going and playing other people's games, it'd be like going in there and, you've just got literally thousands upon thousands upon thousands of custom created games that you can go play, and you can follow and figure out what kind of game makers you like and what those people do best in the game. And some people are going to be coders and editors in that kind of sense. Some people are going to be artists in the game, making true sculpted, full-blown sculpted art. Some people are going to be music creators in the game. There's just so much you can do. It's just it's a full-blown editor. Do whatever you want to do in it. That's what it is. So I feel like PS4 needed this so bad. This should be on every console. Like, this is so good for people that are trying to, sort of tiptoe their way into game creating and game design and game making and all that kind of stuff without having to feel like they've got to go all the way into it. You know what I mean? It's such a difficult thing to get into when you really go down the roads of just imagine if you were somebody working at the Call of Duty studios or whatever. Like, you're only one guy and there's going to be hundreds of people working on that massive title, and you only get a very small amount of say or creation into it. And thing about Dreams is you can make the entire level, and you can also take other little pieces and parts from other people's levels if they want to let you do that. So you could go in there, like you could go in there today on day one of playing the game and find all kinds of pre-made objects like flowers, grass, trees. There's so much you could use, and then just instantly plop it down into your level just like that, and then build your level like that if you don't want to go in there and fully 3D sculpt everything, But it's got the potential for everything, and I think Project Spark for Xbox was missing a lot in that category, but Dreams has found the solution to a lot of that. So I cannot believe this game is not bigger than what it is. Cannot believe there's not more hype around it. It's just amazing. I mean, I guess I'm that kind of guy, though. I mean, I have to admit, it is right up my alley of games. There's so many game ideas I've had as a kid and wanted to make in a game, and a lot of people just can't do it because it's too difficult to make a full game. So being able to come here and do that in a game like Dreams is truly spectacular. It's awesome. So anyways, guys, most underrated game 2019. Just want to come in here and shout it out. I'm going to be doing a lot more on this game here in the future, just letting you guys know. Like I said, making more games, going to advance this level quite a bit more and see what all I can do with it. So either way, go check out Dreams. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. This is just, my love and support for these kind of games. I just love the crap out of this stuff, man. This is what I love because I like to build, I like to make, I like to create, I like to imagine, like, would that work? Could you do that? Could you make a game like that? Could you make a map like that? Could you do that? And this is the kind of game where all of that, you could just do whatever you want to do. It's like a blank canvas, like a blank piece of paper, but in the gaming realm, that's pretty much what this game is. So either way, dudes, appreciate you guys watching all the videos. Later.